One of the challenges lies in the high number and variety of data, as well as the frequency and regularity of the data collection and analysis that is necessary to monitor and measure change over time. So regular monitoring systems do not have this data. Do you have some reflection on that?
Sure, and it's a good point. I think it's a good point in two ways. One is that I think in the case of identify because just we've got to stick every box, and that's not always possible, and it's not always essential. You say, well, where have we got some really indicators, and that's going to be good enough, and where do we really want better data, and where do we want to be able to connect up the data, and where do we have to start to say this is really important for us to develop some better monitoring systems, and we might not solve it for this impact evaluation now, but we need to prioritise this, and this these particular indicators keep coming up as a gap. Let's start to say we will fix that gap. And then use that in other evaluations. So I think it's a really good point that it's not just about, the immediate short term, how do we do this impact evaluation, but thinking about how do we as UNICEF with our partners say we want to get a better handle on impact, we really want to understand that better, and if there are continuing gaps in data, maybe that needs to become a priority to fill some of those gaps. The second part I'd like to respond to that is, even within that, we need to be modest. And sometimes people get the idea that what we're doing is building like a big machine model. We're going to get data for everything, and then we can run it through some systems model or something in terms of crunching out the numbers and doing predictors on things. And that's very rarely what we are able to do. The sheer size of the model that we would need is beyond what anyone can realistically do. So it's not, even if we had more resources for data, we're still going to come up against that problem. We're never going to get enough data to plug all the data in and make predictions. That's not the point of it. You're actually still trying to get a narrative of generally what's happening and where there are the exceptions to it.